It is April 2nd. Beautiful day in the Mississippi River Valley, about 40 degrees or so right now. Just after 11, about 11:15. I got Kurgan out on a solo hike today. The other dogs I'm going to be doing some other stuff with, so I got him out alone today. Kurgan is a Blue Bay Shepherd. He just turned 3 in January. Coming up on one of the Mississippi witch structures in the area. People have been building these little teepees and houses down here since I was a kid. Matter of fact, we used to do a lot of that myself when I was young. The Mississippi witch. Above the flooded floodplain area down below there. Mississippi River's off that way. It's beautiful. Love it down here. Soaking up the air. Come on. Here, Kurgan. Come on. That's beautiful. Now the way we typically would go is pretty much underwater. I'm not going to get through there unless I have a set of hip waders on, so we'll take the high ridge. Come on. Kurgan. Look what we have here. Some balancing rocks. That's pretty cool. Again, the Mississippi witch. She's everywhere. Very good. Up. Well, climbing that got the blood pumping. Feels good. Boy, there's a really bright cardinal through the trees here. Let's see if I can get him. See him? My wife's very into cardinals. Got a shot of that for you, Tammy. Wish you were here. Sorry you have to work. Come on. I decided to film some of these solo hikes with the dogs last week. I don't typically do that, but I wanted to give everybody a feel for what each dog is like when I have them out individually. So you can get a little more feel for their personality and see how I know each one of them. You know, when they're with the pack, it's kind of hard to see that. So that's the purpose of these videos. Again, you can see the floodplain down there is totally underwater. I'm surprised. It seems like we had the area to ourselves today. I expected there to be more people with dogs down here since it's around noon. That's okay. I like having the park to myself. Those who follow my channel might not know that some of these areas that you see me with the dogs hiking in are big natural off-leash parks. This one here is over by Minnehaha Falls, and there's another big one on the St. Paul side of the river over by Meeker Island. I've got plenty of videos down below of me hiking there. We go to various other spots too, but those are a couple of the main ones. We also like to hit Mississippi Regional Park over by the Crosby Farm quite a bit too. That's a beautiful area. Those who live here locally might not realize that there are hundreds of miles of trails like this in the Twin Cities that you can hike on. I'm fortunate to know about them because as a kid I spent most of my youth hanging out down along these trails and fishing the river. Many locals have no idea about this stuff right under their noses. They're removing some invasive buckthorn here. They're cutting it out and treating it, and then putting in some oaks and stuff like that. Just a beautiful day. I know I say that in every video, but it's true. Nature is my church. This is where I feel closest to the master builder. He who made all this. You can call him whatever you want. Odin, Yahweh, Muhammad, I don't care. This is when I feel closest to God, if there is a God. Shot of the floodplain. I was kind of hoping we'd run into some other dogs for Kurgan to play with today. It's been pretty busy down here lately, but looks like we have the area to ourselves. I get a lot of comments in my videos and also on my photos on Instagram and stuff. How do I get my dogs to respond so well off leash? And respond to you know, gestures and me pointing different directions and stuff like that. You know, the whole key is, at least in my opinion, is to start with them young while they still have that drive to stick with you. And start working with them off leash then. I start working with dogs off leash as young as possible. You'll see videos of my dogs, you know, I think I have videos of Kurgan at 8-9 weeks down here on his first hike. You know, by doing that when they're young, it really imprints that behavior into them to stick with you. At least that's been my experience. And you know, those who've been following my channel for a long time, you've seen me raised several puppies on this channel, and each of them all respond the same way. You know, I don't claim to be any kind of professional dog trainer, but I have owned dogs for over 30 years. I was an animal warden. You know, I've worked with animals professionally for close to 20 years. And it's just what I find works for me. Come on. If you're interested in how I do that, just go below on my channel and look. You'll see me training Kurgan, Ogren, Ulu, Halo, Wrecker, Magi, and all of them, you know, I've shown in my videos, all respond the same off leash, so there must be some method to my madness. It has nothing to do with the breed of dog. It's all in just how you approach training. I like to start young, and I like to do lots of repetition. You know, it's the repetition and the practice of being off leash that's going to get you to the point where my dogs are. So beautiful through here. Coming up to that sunken bridge. Also, a little message to my channel hater with 8 accounts who thumbs down every video 8 times. Buddy, you've done that to over 1,100 videos. You're my biggest fan, whether you like it or not. I see you. I see you. Can you believe that some Yahoo with 8 accounts hits every video of mine? If you go through and look at my account, you'll see every video has a minimum of 8 dislikes. Again, I get a big kick out of it. Come on. When you put that much effort into being a jerk, it shows the kind of person you are. Beautiful day. You'll hear me make various whistles. Can't talk straight. Not enough coffee this morning. You'll hear me make various whistles and clicks with my dogs. I'm actually not calling them to me when I do that. I'm having them keep track of me because it can get kind of thick in some of these areas. And it's just my way of telling them to stick around. It means stay in my general vicinity. If I want them to come to me, I'll throw their name in with it. And you'll see that from time to time in my videos. Most dogs, if you're a good owner, want to please you. And it's just a matter of developing a method of communication that you both can simply understand without much effort. That again gets you to where I am with these guys. you know, where I can take them out, feel comfortable with them off leash. They stick around, they don't get lost. I can hike with them in pitch black. It doesn't matter. And that's because, again, we have a tight bond. And I've spent a lot of time since they were puppies basically teaching them how to talk and communicate with me. Wow, this is so flooded. Kurgan, that way. You can see over there where all those logs are. That mass. That's where that really cool Mississippi witch house was that had the roof and everything and the stone tiled floor. It was a shame somebody wrecked that one.
Good picture of him jumping.
Come here, Kurgan.
Good boy.
Yeah, that house is completely underwater. Or what's left of it. You know, I've grown up hanging out down here since I was a little kid. And I don't ever think I've seen this area quite this flooded. I know when I was in the military between 86 and 90, there was some big flooding, but I wasn't here to experience that. I'm curious when I go look at the flood markers down at Fort Snelling after this recedes, how this one compares to some of the prior years we've had major flooding. Fortunately, all this flooding doesn't really affect the Twin Cities. The Mississippi River sits down in a natural valley, which is why I call it the Mississippi River Valley. It sits down in a natural valley that was carved by the huge layer of glacier and ice that covered this area of Minnesota. And they say as that retreated back towards Canada and Alaska that it carved this huge valley that the Mississippi sits in here. I guess this part of Minnesota is the only area along the whole course of the Mississippi where it goes through a natural valley. All that said, it protects the Twin Cities from a lot of flooding. This flooding doesn't really affect people here. Nobody really lives in the lowland areas in the Twin Cities. Because of the flooding, all the lowland areas in the Twin Cities along the river have been designated Mississippi Regional Park and turned into public parks, and those are the areas you see me hiking with my dogs. I guess if it wasn't for all the flooding, these areas would be developed, and you wouldn't have miles and miles of trails to hike on like we do. It's a pretty unique situation. I really like it. I feel blessed. Kurgan. Kurgan. You want to go in the water, buddy? Kurgan loves the water. I'm sure he'll lay down in a second. He always does. Isn't he beautiful? It's funny, he looks so much smaller in the spring once he's lost his winter coat like he has now. If you go back and look at some of the videos from November and December, he looks about 30 pounds heavier because he has such a dense undercoat. Kurgan's on the large side for a Blue Bay Shepherd. Most of them that I've seen, and I've seen quite a few online, tend to be a lot smaller than him. More Shepherd size, German Shepherd size. Kurgan stands about 32 inches or so tall and weighs about 120 pounds. And that's while being in extremely lean, good condition. I'm sure if I got him fat, I could make him weigh quite a bit more. But then again, so could I. I love the sound of the wind through the trees. You're also, that roar you're hearing in the background. I'm by the Minneapolis airport, so that's some of the noise that carries over from there. I don't think a lot of people realize that. Again, I live in the heart of a busy city. They think I live out in the mountains or wilderness somewhere because of my videos, but I don't. Again, that's one of the unique things about the Twin Cities is you do have all these areas like this right in the middle of the city. There are literally hundreds of miles of trails like this you can walk. Hi. Beautiful dogs. Hope you don't mind me catching them playing.
Yeah, come on, you guys. Run it out.
Kurgan, come on. Kurgan, come on. Come on. Boy. Kurgan gets along with everyone. Those were either very large pit bulls or small brace of canarios. I couldn't tell. Again, it gives people a window into how my dogs act around other dogs. They really put a lot of focus on socialization. And I really find this off-leash park and Meeker Island to be good spots to do that. Must see somebody up ahead that he's watching. Yep. Hi. I hope you don't mind me filming them playing.
Oh, no, that's fine. That's what you realize.
Beautiful dogs.
Thank you. Thank you.
Enjoy your walk. Hi.
Oh, beautiful dog. What is that?
Thank you. He's a Blue Bay Shepherd.
Oh,
Is that Basenji?
it is.
He's a beauty.
Yeah, she is.
Take care. Come on, Kurgan. Again, it shows you how good my dogs are with other dogs. And they get along with little dogs, big dogs, everyone. I have a couple teacup Yorkies at home. And so that means they're used to little bossy dogs. Beautiful dog. I hope you don't mind me filming them interacting. They're beautiful.
Yeah. Mini me.
Come on, Kurgan. Come on. Well, good. He did get to encounter a few dogs down here just to show you what he's like. I get asked that a lot. People new to my channel don't watch some of my early videos that really show my dogs with a lot of dogs, especially the summer videos, and are often asking me how they do. Now you can see. Hi. Beautiful dogs.
So it might be a wolf.
Hey, he looks like it, doesn't he? Hi.
Hi.
How you doing?
I'm good. How are you doing?
Good. Now typically when you see me crouch down like that, I'm not trying to really show you a selfie of me and the dog. I suffer from pretty severe sciatica from a bad back and leg injury I had on the job several years ago. It left me unable to walk a while and using the cane for several years, and that's actually how my channel started, as a vlog of my rehabilitation hikes. And so when you see me crouching down like that, it's usually because my leg's bugging me and I'm just relieving the sciatica, the nerve that gets pinched in my back. Now you know my secret. Well, I think we're going to wind this video out here. I hope you enjoyed the hike and you liked getting a window into Kurgan's personality and what he's like off leash and around other dogs and strangers. My best friend, all of them are. I'd rather hang out with dogs than people sometimes. Again, like, subscribe, and share. Hit that notification bell down below. Thanks for watching. Bye.